Now to that breaking news from overnight. It looks like that slow motion tragedy that is Britney Spears' personal life has just accelerated. First responders were reportedly called to a hotel in LA overnight after guests called the police thinking Spears was having a mental health crisis. It all started around 10:30 p.m. at the famed Chateau Marmont Hotel, where Jim Morrison once jumped off a balcony. John Belushi fatally overdosed, and countless other celebrities have stayed and wined and dined each other. Last night, Spears was reportedly yelling at hotel employees and guests before she finally went to her room with her boyfriend, Paul Solis. 2 hours later, police were called a second time after Spears was found screaming in the hotel hallway, holding a pillow and wrapped in a blanket. She was also crying. Spears also appeared to have been injured in some sort of physical altercation. According to sources close to her, Spears is in a bad mental place and needs help. Sources say there's even talk of a 5150 being put into place, which allows an adult to be involuntarily detained for psychological evaluation. As you know, Spears has a long history of mental health struggles, and many of which have been on display for the world to see, like this video that alarmed many of her twirling and dancing with large knives. It's just one of many videos in the last couple of years that have sparked mental health concerns. In January of 2008, after a mental health breakdown, Spears was placed under an involuntary conservatorship that really gave her father complete control over the finances of her life, where she lives, what medication she takes, when she sees her children. Thanks in large part to her fans starting the Free Britney movement and a documentary which sort of really detailed the extent of how incredibly suffocating that conservatorship was. It was all terminated in November of 2021. It's not been an easy path since then, however. Spears announced her divorce from ex-husband Sam Asghari, which was finalized actually just today. Many still think of Spears as a teen pop star, but she's now 42 years old. And by all accounts, it looks like adulthood has not been easy for her. Joining us is senior story editor Paula Froelich. Paula, I think anybody who's been watching her Instagram feed in the last couple of years might not be completely surprised. There's been a lot of concern about her mental health in the last few years.
I don't think anyone's really shocked at this. Not one single person within or around her or anyone looking in just on her Instagram. And then this week, you mentioned part of it, but she had a double whammy. Her divorce from Sam was finalized. And say what you will, but Sam was a support for her. And he is a good guy. And he's always been very supportive of her. And then at the same time, the conservatorship with her father was settled, and not well. She ended up paying him $2 million for his legal fees, and then she ended up paying her own lawyer, Matthew Rosengart, who had told her that she had a very good case, almost unlosable, $4 million. So she sent off a $6 million check this week, and she got a divorce, and then she went out with her questionable boyfriend, Paul, who many have been concerned about. You know, they met because he was her gardener.
I'm sorry, he was her gardener?
He was her gardener. He worked for her. He's an ex-con. They were dating. She broke up, then she denied it. They're clearly back together, or at least were last night.
So what happened at the Chateau Marmont, according to your sources?
I think there was a lot of drinking. And I think she's probably not in the best place mentally. And drinking, of course, does not help. They got into, as you said, they got into altercations with guests and hotel staff. Then she went, police were called at 10:30. They came, there was nothing for them to do. So Britney and Paul go up to the room where huge fight ensues. And people around them in other rooms can hear them. And it sounds violent. Apparently there was something wrong with her leg, and an ambulance was called.
And they find her wandering in the hotel hallways, wrapped in a blanket, clutching a pillow, and hardly wearing anything.
Well, she was in the hotel hallways screaming and freaking out as well. And so then the ambulance calls. She does not go with it because most likely if she had gone with the ambulance, two things would have happened. The first, she would have had to spend the night in the hospital, and the second, a 5150 would have actually been instated. So she left on her own, and then you see the ambulance and the gurneying out her things instead of her. So she ends up going back home. Paul does not go back home with her. So he apparently stayed at the chateau, and she is now at home surrounded by friends and employees, because most of her friends are in some way employees. Most of her family is back in Louisiana. We know her brother Brian is in town. And I think everyone is just very concerned. She has these tendencies to, obviously, I'm not a shrink, but she has these tendencies to be a little bit manic or seem a little bipolar.
Okay. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.